I was wrong about WindWaker. Yes, I was wrong. I will come out and I will admit that I was wrong about this video game. I too have been blinded by nostalgia. I too have been looking at it through the rose-tinted glasses and the nostalgia goggles. And I am here to say that I was wrong about Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. The way that I was wrong is I think this game is not as good as I remember it from my childhood. I recently did a playthrough live on my stream. Reset plays everything live on Twitch, so make sure you guys go check that out if you guys want to see future playthroughs. But I was totally wrong. This game is not nearly as good as I thought. This game is baby food easy. It is Gerber baby food, just so easy. And I know it's a Nintendo game, so you know, don't get your pitchforks out. Like, I understand some of these games aren't the hardest, and I understand that there's hero mode. I wasn't playing on hero mode, I understand, but still, just the puzzles, the dungeons, the side quests, it's just not that hard. Especially if you play the HD version, they really babied the fuck out of that. I appreciate that they took out a lot of the tedious things in the HD version, like the Triforce quest. They shortened that down and they added the Swift Sail. The HD version is definitely better, but it is definitely easier. Alongside making it less tedious, they also just changed a lot of the side quests to make it easier. The side quests that you have to take the Forest Haven water and water the plants, that used to be a 20-minute side quest. They had 20 minutes to water 8 plants. In the HD version, they give you an extra 10 minutes. Now you have 30 minutes. That is a huge difference. That is huge. That is way easier. So on top of the game just already being pretty easy, they went out of their way to make it even easier in the HD version. But I know you guys are wondering, how is this game so much easier compared to the other games? Well, let me break it down for you. It's really the main focus of the dungeons. The dungeons are just not open. They're honestly very linear. You walk in a room, you figure out that puzzle, and then you go on to the next room over and over and over in a linear path until you reach the boss. It's really quite that simple. It's just not that hard. Also, each dungeon has very repetitive puzzles. Like, once you figure out one, you can pretty much figure out every puzzle in the whole dungeon. For example, Forest Haven, all the puzzles are just like blowing that leaf onto the fan and grabbing a nut to break the door over and over and over. You grab the fan and you know, use that platform to just get to the other side over and over. Once you figure out how to do that, that's the whole temple. In Dragon Roost, once you learn that you can throw the pot onto the lava to create a platform, you got the whole dungeon figured out. Like, once you learn that, you can take those lava geysers up and just figure that out over and over and over. There's no backtracking, there's no getting lost, none of that at all. Compare that to Ocarina of Time, like playing the water temple of Ocarina of Time when there's like a billion different pathways and you have no idea where you're going. That is actual difficulty within dungeons. Wind Waker has none of that. So quote-unquote difficulty in Wind Waker comes in the last two dungeons, the Earth Temple and the Wind Temple, where you have to use the command melody to command your partners, and they have to be used in certain puzzles. But they're, again, not hard. They're just very long and tedious ass puzzles. Like in the Earth Temple, you have to use medley to just move these giant mirrors around. It's not hard. The path where you move the mirrors are actually engraved on the floor already. You don't really have to figure out how to move them. They're already there. It's just doing it. It's just like a 10-15 minute room that takes forever, but it's not really a challenge because, like I said, they're kind of engraved on the floor already. You know where the mirrors go. That's not real difficulty. That's just kind of tedious busy work, low-key. Also, using the command melody over and over and over and over and over, it just drives you nuts. So like by the end, it's like, holy crap. Especially back-to-back dungeons with the same thing, like the same exact concept, just with a different partner. Like medley is a little bit different than Makar, but like the same gimmick back-to-back, not great in my opinion. By the end of the Wind Temple, it's like... So for me, the enjoyment was definitely not there in the dungeons, honestly. Like, they're kind of brain dead, they're not hard, and a lot of the time they're just pretty annoying. I will say though, the combat in this game is very good. I love the enemies, I love the enemy designs, and a lot of them actually cook in the dungeons. The best rooms are rooms where there's just a ton of enemies, you gotta go kill them. Those are the best in the dungeons for sure. The mini bosses are good. They provide a decent challenge, especially ones where, you know, enemies just kind of fall out the sky and you gotta kill them. Those are pretty cool. But the actual puzzles, not great. Also, the Forsaken Fortress has no puzzles. And that's a dungeon. There's no puzzles, just a stealth section. Like, not great. This is the least puzzle-focused Zelda that I can think of. Like, bar none. There's just not a lot of thinking in this game. This game, honestly, thrives with the exploration. The exploration of the Great Sea is amazing, especially in the HD version. Like, it really is about that sense of wonder, that sense of courage, and just exploration of, you know, this triumphant, like, coming of age story. And they focus a lot of that on the combat. The combat in this game is really good. There's a lot of islands that just have endless combat sequences that are really, really fun. The combat is definitely the best part of this game, and the exploration, like, kind of interwoven into each other. But other than that, this game struggles a lot. Zelda has always been about puzzles, and this game's puzzles, there's not a lot of them, and they're just not very intuitive. They're just kind of aimed towards children. Like, playing this game, like, it really made me feel like it was aimed towards children, and I never really felt that way before because I played it as a child and I played it as a teenager. But you know, now that I'm 27 playing it, it's like, oh yeah. Like, I've played Ocarina of Time a billion times, and I'm replaying it right now, and I still get stumped on the water temple. I still get lost in the fire temple. Like, I still struggle to figure it out sometimes. Like, it takes me a minute. I'm not just like blazing through it. But I play this game and it's just like, I could just, no thoughts in the brain just blaze through it. And I understand that there's not a lot of dungeons. That wasn't the main focus. And I will say the things that they really did focus on, they excelled in. They did really great. I think the world is great. The Great Sea is amazing. The islands, they explore really, really fun. But you can't just make a Zelda game and not have good dungeons and then call it a great game. Like, the dungeons are important, at least to me. What makes a good Zelda game, like, dungeons are factored into that at least somewhat. And I'm not saying that the dungeons are necessarily all terrible. Like, it's not that they're all bad, but overall the dungeon roster is not very good. Like, it's definitely like mid at best. Dragon Roost, Forest Haven, Tower of the Gods, I would probably give like a 6 out of 10, like a B tier. They're all like mid. They're all like B tier dungeons. Like, they're solid, like C, B tier dungeons. The Earth and the Wind Temple are definitely like D tier. They're boring, they're long, they're tedious, they're not fun, they're not intuitive. They're just not engaging. And to be the best Zelda game, you can't just have like below average dungeon roster. I'm sorry, you can't. Even though I do think that this game has tremendous moments that do not happen in a dungeon. Like, pulling the Master Sword and killing that army of frozen soldiers is fucking amazing, but it didn't happen in a dungeon. Like, this game has tons of epic moments outside of dungeons. I think Fire and Ice Island are awesome mini dungeons, like getting the fire and ice arrows to clear them and doing, you know, those like timed like rushes to the item. Very, very fun, very cool. Like, those are really dope. The Savage Labyrinth is fucking awesome. Just that non-stop waves of enemies over and over, fucking awesome. Anything to do with combat in this game, anything to do with like tons of waves of enemies fighting Dark Nuts and Moblins over and over, fucking awesome in this game. At the end of the day, I used to think this was the best Zelda game, and now I still think it's good. I'm not saying this game is bad, okay? I still love Wind Waker. Toon Link is still my favorite iteration of Link. Toon Ganon is still my favorite iteration of Ganon. I still love this game, but I don't think it's number one. I think it's probably closer to that 4 or 5 spot. Because the world is so good, the exploration is so good, and the swift sail makes it so much easier to actually get around and do it. The game still has tons of awesome things to do, but there are some major flaws that hold it back from contending against Ocarina of Time, against Twilight Princess, against Tears of the Kingdom, and even Minish Cap. I really, really love Minish Cap, and those other 3 games I just mentioned. I still think those games might be better. I think this is around the 4 or the 5 spot. I'm currently replaying all the Zelda games, and I'm going to do a ranking at the end, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, follow on TikTok, follow on Twitch. Run it up, y'all. If you guys want to see more Zelda content, please run it up. Fuck fucking year. Yo, what's up everybody, it's Breetop here. Thank you guys so much for watching that video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you guys like it, subscribe to the channel, and please follow me on Twitch at Reset Plays Everything if you guys want to see me live. Thank you guys again so much for supporting the channel and watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, man. Peace.
That's a hot take, this the one chip challenge. A days during Ramadan, but that's all you could chew. What's the point of a big mouth to run and all it could do? When the sun rises, unadvised, I say all you can move. When the sun down, unbound, I make all you my food. My rise through a Lola was lies through your molars. Just look in the moon, I left my mark like I'm Steven, like this night from the tomb.